I fired them all. That's what the Canadian contractor who was a condo builder told me. I was helping there to organize his business. And all I could say in my very first day sitting there was, wow, what happened? So the developer continued, well, you said before you came that you wouldn't work with my managers with all these layers and all the rest of the stuff if I wasn't involved. And I went to go find out what's happening. And what happened is I ended up fired all of those vice presidents. You want to know what I found out? They were keeping things from me. If I hadn't done that, my business would be gone, out of working capital within 6 months. Now you just have to help me navigate out of this mess. I told him in as nice a way as I could, but a very direct way, I blame you, not them. It was your job to know for yourself what was and what wasn't happening at your company, and that you and I would need to fix this. And it's going to start with the right type of box org chart that's designed to be the right way, without all these layers of management. And frankly, that's what we just went off and did. Here's the cool news is, unfortunately, this is a story I've heard way too often, too many times over my 20 years of doing consulting now, one-to-one, since I left my business. The owner wants to delegate these responsibilities, and especially for their financial position, only to find out that there's all kinds of temptation for impropriety once that person, or people in this particular case, go on vacation or departed because we let them go. Or worse yet, the bank and the creditors call, and that is a problem. The financial manager role is one of two roles that you can never give up. The other is marketing manager. And what you need to know is both the financial manager and the marketing manager roles are the two most important boxes on my whole box of org chart situation. That correctly designed org chart, not fancy titles, the things it takes to run your company. Now this org chart, again, that I call the right org chart, shows all the boxes it takes to run your contracting business. It worked for me, it's worked for every contractor in all the industries I never worked with, including condo building. And if you're like most contractors, your name is going to be in a lot of those boxes. Many people's names will be in many of those boxes. And your goal as the owner is to be able to give those boxes away to others and let them do the work, with the exception, again, of marketing manager, financial manager. At the end of this, as financial manager and marketing manager, it's your money. And you can never forget that. So let's talk about the financial manager box first. The problem with delegating the financial role is that you can be cut off from the truth. It's buried in reports that get hidden, not really sure the information is true. Where you are and where it comes to your money, these financial reports that have to be right may not be so, and they need to be delivered on time so that you can do what it is. Ultimately, you have to be able to trust them. It's the only way to know where you really stand from a financial point and be able to make good financial decisions in the moment. People also need to know you are watching what is going on closely, which sends the message that you will catch anyone who plays game. As a very quick side note, the big condo guy, I made him sign checks. That's for a very large company, just so he could understand the flow. Now, when we fixed things, he loved it. He wouldn't give it up. I had to tell him, whoa. It's okay to spot check these things just so people know that you make sense. And there's also about duplication and making sure you spread things out so that things can't be done. Areas of different responsibility. Know that the financial manager role is so much more than just paying taxes, which my friend Ellen Rohr refers to as accounting. And the type of accountant or accounting of that style is really important because it helps you pay taxes, and it does things with your bank, and it helps delay taxes or minimize your taxes, all good, and also frankly keeps you out of jail. The good news is, and this is where I would say necessarily, Ellen says that that's just one piece of it. You need to be able to do what she calls drive your financial car in real time. And if you're only using accountant, whatever that reports come, and that may not tell you the whole story because again, they've repressed information, the rest of it. You're driving your financial car by looking out the rearview window. So what she teaches is something very different. And that is, to be successful, you need to be able to drive that financial car by looking out the front windshield. And what she uses for that tool is real world accounting. Now, this type of accounting requires you to understand basic budgeting and the basic accounting terms, which she shares. And matter of fact, her great books do all of that. The great news is it's not that hard. Real world accounting is what allows you to establish and maintain what Ellen calls KFP, which is known financial position. So this way, you can make sound financial decisions in real time that help you run your company the right way. Now note, all of this information is available in Ellen's great book, Where Did the Money Go? And her second great book, How Much Should I Charge? To maintain what she calls KFP, which is fancy for known financial position, it is your job as financial manager, and you are responsible for monitoring the key numbers in real time, such as sales, expenses, cash flow, etc., as well as for ensuring each month is closed out and closed out right in a timely manner. Note, if these other financial tasks that are done at your company by an outside vendor, that's okay, but you still need to check in and make sure that they are happening, and they are happening in a way that you trust what you're getting, and be prepared to take corrective action with whoever that is, inside your company or outside. It's that important. Here's the thing. Like every other box on your org chart, there needs to be a financial manager manual, along with the manuals for all of who report to the financial managers, such as accounts receivable, accounts payable, the office manager. The other role on the org chart that you can never give up is marketing manager. That's because marketing is absolutely vital to the health of your company. There were times at my family business, plumbing, heating, cooling, and then electrical, that the phones weren't ringing off the hook. And I will promise you, I literally picked up the phone just to make sure it was working. Check that they're working. To the point that I actually put that in the CSR manual as part of their day to make sure that they check. Sometimes the phones don't get switched back, which happens. I've also taught a lot of clients to do this, and they love it. The thing is, you could do everything right at your business: planning, operations, staffing, sales. You know, I talk about these as the 7 powers. But if you flunk at marketing power, you're going to go out of business. That is why it's always the owner's job to be the marketing manager. So what is it that you need to do? As the marketing manager, you are responsible to make sure the company does what I call the 3 rights of marketing. They are the right amount of calls from the right customer at the right time. Now, to be clear, you don't have to be the one to create the actual marketing and or advertising campaign. What you are responsible, however, is the creation of a marketing manual that spells out things such as the marketing budget, which I recommend, as does Ellen, that it's typically a percentage of sales, so that as you go and grow, you already know how much fuel you put in your marketing tank. Number 2 is the marketing allocation. And this means, look, there's a billion ways to go to market. This is a document that calls out the mix of the different marketing vehicles you use, what I call allocation, that your company will use. So example, Facebook ads, Google search, door hangers, billboards, etc. I do believe in focusing on 3 main things, but that's a topic for another day. The other third big thing, and this is where so many companies mess up, but not you as a marketing manager, is making sure that you have a marketing calendar. And that marketing calendar actually gets populated backwards through the year. This is a schedule of marketing activities that will proactively drive you through the year to make sure your company gets the right amount of calls from the right customer at the right time, those 3 rights of marketing. This calendar should reflect all the preparation things that you need to do, as well as the launch campaigns and such. Now you have an even better chance at this as successfully filling the marketing manager, which is so critical, if you have a marketing manager manual and a customer service representative manual, because in my org chart, they report to each other. Because the marketing manager makes all the calls and the CSR can blow them all or make them all. This maximizes both roles directly working together. By taking and maintaining control of the financial manager and the marketing manager roles at your company, you ensure that you are getting not only the wheels on your company car, but you're flying down the road in a great way. It will increase your chances of long-term great success, and you'll end up the destination that you really want to a whole lot better and a whole lot faster.